Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we're filming with the new Too Faced Maple Syrup Pancakes palette. So if you guys are interested in seeing the eye look, seeing some swatches, and hearing my first impression thoughts, then just keep watching. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. My name is KARENHARRIS. I like to film tan girl friendly makeup videos here on YouTube. I post quite often, so highly recommend subscribing, turning on that bell so you're notified every time I post. And if you could do me one more favor and watch this video all the way to the end, it really does help me out and I am so appreciative. Thank you so much in advance for supporting my channel. Now, without further blabbering, let's get into it. Okay, you guys, so I'm a bit of a collector when it comes to these like Thanksgiving holiday palettes that Too Faced puts out. So I've bought the pumpkin one and this is the cinnamon swirl. I think there's a few I've missed in between, but back in the day, I think this came out in 2019 or 2020. When I bought this, people really enjoyed that video. So of course I wanted to follow up with cinnamon swirl. And then I kind of took a break from the holiday palettes. And then very recently, I saw an eye look somebody else had created with this palette, the Cosmic Crush palette, and I think I might have had a Too Faced coupon or an Ulta coupon or something. So I did end up picking this one up. So I recently-ish filmed a video testing this palette out, and I actually thought it was pretty cool. So I felt like I enjoyed this palette. Like, it wasn't bad. I was pretty surprised in a good way about that one. So then when they launched the Maple Syrup Pancakes palette, I was like, okay, let me just grab it. Let's just see what it's all about. So I have it with me and we're going to go ahead and play with it today. If you haven't been keeping up with my channel this week, I've basically been posting with mainstream holiday palettes at launch. So I placed an Ulta order and I bought the Too Faced palette, the Urban Decay palette, and the Tarte palette. I've already posted my Tarte video and my Urban Decay video. So today we're filming with the last one. So this way you can decide which ones you're going to get, which ones you're going to pass on. Maybe you're not going to get any of them. That's totally fine too. I feel like I definitely have a favorite from the one I've tried so far. I've also been telling you guys, listen, the indie brands are about to come for your Halloween coin. And I've seen some of the launches that are coming. So being your makeup bestie, being your makeup big sister, I'm telling you, save the money because you're going to want to get something that's launching. There's like this epic launch coming. It's so good. It's nothing that like I'm putting together, but I know about it and I'm so excited for you guys to see it. Anyway, I want to play with this. We'll see. It did swatch beautifully, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the close-ups and swatches while I tell you a little bit about this palette. So get ready to flip from something sweet and sexy. This palette of warm maple syrup pancake scented shadows is stacked with 18 sumptuous shades ranging from buttery mattes to sizzling rich metallics that will leave you looking hot and ready for whatever the day or night serves up. Limited edition eyeshadow palette. Total net weight is 19.8 grams or 0.68 ounces. 18 eyeshadows. This is made in the USA and assembled in the Dominican Republic. It has a 12-month shelf life. This palette is $54, so I think it is right in the middle. I believe the Tarte palette was like $52, the Urban Decay palette was $59. This one is $54, so it's kind of in that mid-range. It says this is a highly pigmented, one-swipe payoff, buttery, creamy texture, and easily blendable palette. It's supposed to smell like maple syrup pancakes. So what I'm actually trying to figure out is if I think this palette is super ugly or if it actually kind of works together. The color story is very bizarre in my very humble opinion, so I would love to hear your guys' opinion on it as well, because I really just bought this one for the crunchy shade called Morning Matcha, which I realized doesn't really look like matcha. This shade Blueberry Jam is also beautiful. It's like a dark blue satin. I wish this was a matte because that would have been chef's kiss. I think I'm just gonna do one look. I'm not really feeling inspired to do two looks. I guess I could do a neutral eye look which could be fun. But I also want to film another video after I film this one. So I think I'm just going to do one look and put this palette to the test. And I feel like I need to use the shade Morning Matcha. That is like the shade that has been calling to me this whole time. So I'm grabbing this BK Beauty 206 brush and going into that shade first. So yeah, let's see how this palette does. I do like the cardboard packaging. What do you guys think? Do you miss your metal packaging that Too Faced used to have? Also, now that I picked up the shadow on a brush, I can smell the maple fragrance. So in case you are wondering about that, I can smell it. It's not like overly obnoxious or anything like that. So in case you're wondering, but I'm trying to build this shade up nice and pukey green here in the inner corner. I watched a video today. I watched Betty Jean do her video with the basic witch palette with Bella Beaute bar, and she created such a stunning eye look, you guys. Oh my gosh. If you're not following her, do yourself a favor and check her out. Her eyeshadow techniques are so cool and so interesting. You can tell she's just like very artistically gifted. She reminds me a lot of my friend Angelica. I mean, Betty Jean's my friend too, but they both have such good like color theory skills, and they just inspire me so much. I mean, there's a lot of YouTubers that inspire me, but I just wanted to mention Betty Jean because I had seen her create a beautiful look with that palette, and I'm planning on picking that palette up. Okay, so the green looks pretty cool there. I want to use this blueberry jam shade, so I'm gonna use the same brush. We'll see, and I'm kind of gonna use this as a matte shadow, and I'm gonna put it on the outer corner because it's like a really pretty dark blue, and you guys know I love smoking out the outer corner. I will say that I just feel like this is such a odd color story. Like, I feel like all the names kind of make sense for a breakfast palette, but I guess this is like a blueberry jam inspired shade, which, like, does this actually remind you of blueberry jam, or is it just blue? Like, what are we going for here? Anyways, you guys will have to let me know how the last few days of summer are treating you. I know that it's back to school season, so any mamas out there that are dealing with back to school blues, I don't know if that's a thing, I just maybe invented that term, but I've seen a lot of posts from very proud parents seeing their kids off to school, which I think is so cute. I'm like low-key so excited for my toddler to be able to go to school, but I'm sure when the day comes, I'm gonna be crying like a little baby about my baby going to school, just like everybody else out there on social media. It's gonna be a rough day, I'm sure. If nothing else, my husband will cry because he is such a girl dad, and he just loves those kids. Like, it's unbelievable. They totally have him wrapped around their little pinkies, and I just know that it's gonna be a cry fest when those two start school. Anyways, okay, that satin, beautiful, so creamy. Now what do I do? Now what do I do? It is so pretty. Ugh. I love, how do I connect them now? I'm trying to think of how to connect them. I think I want to use some metallic shadows. So we have this really cool shade called A La Mode, which is like a really pretty grungy purple. So I wonder if I'll be able to kind of, yeah, this BK Beauty brush is kind of letting me just apply the metallic as well. I don't know how you get maple syrup pancakes from this color story. I mean, there are some neutrals, but where is there a purple in maple syrup pancakes, Too Faced? I have questions. This is such a cool brush. It's like one of those brushes that's perfect for like metallics and like shadows, but also cool for like blending. I'm gonna go into the shade called Sleeping In. It's a pink, and I think that might just open up that inner corner, so I'm just gonna kind of just pack that on the inner corner a little bit. and just keep that green shade alive, but also bring that pink in. And I'm just gonna spray the brush a little and just lightly kind of dab that on. This is probably the most random look I've ever done. Usually I have a very basic B kind of method of how I do my eyeshadow looks, but you know, it's fun to switch it up. So I'm just taking a little bit of this brown shade called Flapjack, and I'm just using that on the crease to just kind of blend between the outer corner and the inner corner. And yeah, just a very grungy eye look. Nothing like Flapjacks, but you know, whatever. And now I just need to pop a shade in the waterline so I can do the lower lash line quick. Okay, so I haven't done a wing eyeliner in forever, so I did use a black liner to create a wing, and I used my BH Cosmetics white eyeliner because I feel like this is such a grungy look. I kind of wanted to open up the eye. For the lower lash line, I'm thinking we need a pop in the inner corner, so I'll probably use Brunch Bubbles, but for the rest of the look, I think we'll start off with Blueberry Jam, because that's kind of what I used on the edge here on the outer corner. Gosh, this is such a pretty shade. If they could make this into a matte blue, they would have had such a hit on their hands. Next, I'm going to go into Morning Matcha and just kind of run that on the rest of the lash line and blend it into Blueberry Jam. And then for the inner corner, I'm going to go into Brunch Bubbles, and hopefully that'll help me brighten up this look a little bit. It's definitely more like grungy, swampy than I wanted, but that's okay. It's always fun to try something new and different. If you hear a beeping, that's my Dyson straightener telling me it is heated up and ready to go. Okay, that's a beautiful bright inner corner. So I'm gonna throw on some mascara and I'll be right back because I have a new blush and highlighter to try out. Okay, so I threw on some mascara, did something with this hair, and now we're gonna test out the blush and highlighter I have picked out for this video. So I did buy some new things. I did grab another shade of the Maneater blush from Tarte. This is the Blush and Glow Cheek Plump in the shade Deep Buff. I wanted to get so many of these shades because they were half off during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty last week, but I decided to be good and just get one more shade, and that's it. And then Ulta even did like a redo of the sales that week on last Sunday or Monday for like Labor Day, and I was like, oh, now's your chance, get more shades. And then I was like, Karen, you have so many blushes, you can't even use all of them, so just be happy with the one you have. And I'm really happy with this color. It's a really pretty like terracotta shade that I think was made for deep medium skin tones. So yeah, this is working out really nicely for me. I actually showed it on my stories when I got it in the mail, and I also ended up buying one of the Persona stick blushes on the day that was a part of the 21 days. So I'll keep you posted when that comes, but this is so pretty. It definitely gives you that like suntan look. Same great formula and consistency as the strawberry shade, so now I have two, and that's it. I'm perfectly happy with that. So yeah, love how that looks and that light glow. And then I had mentioned this in my Urban Decay video. I had bought the new RMS Beauty Redimension Hydra Dew Luminizer. So I think they only have one shade called Prosecco Frizz. Why is that so close to Champagne Pop? Like, they not come up with another name. And I wasn't sure if this was gonna work with my skin tone. I have been looking all over their Instagram and their YouTube and stuff like that, and they had shown it on deeper skin models, but I feel like with highlighter it's always hard to tell. But I love the blushes of this brand so much, so I found a 20% off coupon, and I was like, let me just grab it at 20% off and try it out for you guys. So I just grabbed some on my highlighter brush, and I'm just gonna apply it and see how it looks. So can you guys see anything? I'm trying not to be too savage on this beautiful imprint, but it doesn't look like it's picking much up. Okay, there it is. It's pretty. It's like subtle, but it's definitely giving me that like wet, highlighty look. So that's lovely. Just been using the Too Faced Moon Crush highlighter so much from that Cosmic Crush collection, so I'm happy to have a new highlighter to play with. But it's subtle but glowy, and the shade looks really good with my skin tone, so I'm happy about that. So yeah, the look is done. I just need to spray my face and throw on some earrings, and I'll be right back to give you my first impression thoughts on these new products and the palette I tried out today. Okay friends, so here is the finished look. Let me know what you guys think. While you're doing that in the comments, I'm going to tell you really quick what else is on my face today. So I have on the Pixi, this is the Rose Glow Mist Setting Spray that I use to kind of spray and finish off my makeup. And for lip today, I'm wearing one of the Sigma cream lipsticks. This is the shade Dusty Rose that I have on today. So I had tried on Rosewood in my Urban Decay video, and now I've tried Dusty Rose. These are so beautiful and so comfortable, so I wanted to wear another one of these shades and keep testing them out. For my face combo today, I have on the NYX. This is the Bare With Me Blur Foundation in the shade Medium Neutral. I also have my go-to concealers right now. This is the Huda Beauty Faux Corrector Concealer and the Tower 28 Swipe Concealer. I use my Hourglass powder, and then just because I just ordered the 2023 version of this, I pulled out my Hourglass Tiger Powder palette, and I use this shade as the bronzer shade for this makeup look just for funsies. So yeah, that is everything else that I used on my face today. Now let's go ahead and talk about the new products I tried out. So like I said, the Maneater blush has been a win for me so far. I just got one other shade, but these two are so beautiful. I love these colors, and I'm so glad that I took a chance and tried this formula. I have nothing but good things to say about it, so really enjoyed that. Glad to have it in two colors. The Redimension highlighter from Armess Beauty, I'm really excited about this. I felt like I knew that this had a lot of potential, and so far it looks absolutely beautiful. I've seen them swatch this on like very mature skin as well, and I know a lot of you that watch my channel, a lot of you on the YouTube beauty space really love the Redimension blushes. So check this out. I was kind of bummed because it doesn't seem like RMS is on the Sephora website anymore, so I don't know if they're leaving Sephora, but I had to buy this on the brand's website. It did come relatively quick and stuff like that, but typically I prefer to just buy my makeup on the Sephora or Ulta websites just because it's a little bit easier if I need to return something or if something comes broken, or you know, to get points and stuff like that. So yeah, I really hope it doesn't mean they're leaving Sephora, but I just wanted to mention that to you guys. And then last but certainly not least, the Too Faced Maple Syrup Pancakes palette. I feel like I did the most opposite look for something called the Maple Syrup Pancakes palette. I feel like if I held this palette up next to this eye look, nobody would ever guess that the shades inside it were the ones that I used to create it. But I really love this cardboard packaging. I love how you can like bend it backwards like this. I'm still not sure how I feel about this color story. I'm pretty sure I think this color story is pretty ugly. I wish there were some colorful mattes. I feel like that is such a mainstream thing to do, to have all these beautiful colorful metallic shades and then only include neutral mattes. So like I said in my Urban Decay video, I always try to like have my blinders on when I'm reviewing mainstream brands, because if I start comparing them to indie, we'll never get anywhere. And this is the kind of thing that most consumers are exposed to versus all like the beautiful palettes that like Adept and Unearthly and Oden's Eye make that people that are very much in the beauty sphere know about. But stuff like this, I feel like, you know, your mom's gonna see it, your sister, your cousin, your roommate, things like that. So I just feel like for it being an Ulta palette or a palette that's sold at Ulta, it's nice. I'm still not like 100% sold on it, so I'm gonna have to play with it some more, but I would love to hear what you guys' thoughts are. Like, are you also thinking like this is kind of a weird color combo? I thought it was a weird color combo to begin with, but like I said, since I had good luck with the Cosmic Crush palette, I was a little bit more curious and wanted to pick it up. Also, I feel like this one is just not as neutral as like the Cinnamon Swirl, because I feel like Too Faced generally uses like that poopy green shade in their palettes as an accent color, but I feel like in this one, they just had like way more accent colors. Like this pumpkin palette has that olivey green tone called Want a Piece of Me. I just feel like it's so different from what they usually do around the holidays. Kind of a wild card in my opinion. Let me know down in the comments, did you guys pick this one up or were you interested in it? Are you seeing this video and being like, you know what, Karen, you just saved me some money? Or are you like, Karen, you know what, that is exactly why I didn't buy that palette because it's freaking ugly. I love hearing from you guys, so leave me a comment down below. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I will see you in another one very, very soon. Bye, guys.